Listen, the rumors are true. There is a 7-step formula that gives you the highest chance of building a successful mobile app or SaaS of your very own. This is the fastest way to go from zero to full-time app founder income because these 7 steps remove any guesswork from your decision-making process. Now, let me let you in on a little secret. 95% of people fail at building a successful mobile app before they even launch. It's because they think building software or a mobile app is extremely difficult and expensive. They believe they need to be technical geniuses or hire massive development teams to get it done. And look, these approaches might work if you have unlimited cash, you're very tech savvy, you have all the time in the world, and you have access to the top talent. But let's be honest, most of us don't. We're limited with time, resources, coding experience, and we're worried about hiring the wrong developers. And I've been there and done that. I've made all the mistakes. I've wasted a ton of money building apps. I've hired the wrong developers who have scammed me and left me with a terrible product. I've spent countless hours building the wrong product that I didn't validate and had no demand. And after all the trial and error, the back and forth, the years of tinkering and building mobile apps since 2015, I have developed this very simple framework that helped me scale puff count to $44,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue, hit over 10 million downloads with a viral app called Wordle, and scale my latest project, Posted, to over $700,000 in total revenue in less than 1 year. And guess what? I didn't write a single line of code for any of these apps. And my failures as a young kid are the exact reason I started my YouTube channel in the first place, and I started sharing all of my knowledge because I had no one to look up to in the app space when I was just a young lad in his bedroom at his parents' house, tinkering away, trying to build apps that I thought were cool. And posting on YouTube and sharing my experience and sharing my journey changed my life, but not only mine, countless others who have been watching my content, digesting the information, and building apps of their very own. Like Simon, who took his note-taking app to over $20,000 a month using the exact same framework that I used to build mine. Or Rick, who has been building apps for a long time and just recently scaled to over $2 million in total revenue with his app portfolio. Or Vince, who started watching my content, implemented the strategies, and tripled his revenue with his app portfolio. Or like Ricky, who had a solid design background, but she had no idea how to use those skills to build an app and actually get it to market. Again, no coding required. She was able to launch her app as well. And look, building apps isn't just about making a ton of money and being able to travel the world and have all this freedom. While that's great, it's a byproduct of building something that you think is cool and something that will ultimately help people. I've been featured in the Washington Post, Rolling Stone, ABC News for mobile apps that I built in the past. And that app allowed me to donate to a charity in my hometown. And again, here's the thing. I didn't write a single line of code for any of these apps. I simply outsourced my weaknesses and I focused on what I was good at. So getting back to the framework, by choosing the wrong approaches, you're setting yourself up for failure. That is exactly why 95% of people who try to build an app fail before they even launch. And some of these people that I've spoken to have spent years of their lives, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, trying to build some super complex app without launching it onto the store and getting any feedback at all. They get stuck in this constant loop of building new feature here, new feature there, and they never actually launch anything. You know what the problem is? They started off on the wrong foot from day one. So if you don't want to be like 95% of the people out there who fail from day one, you need to pick an approach that plays into your strengths rather than highlights your weaknesses. And I think we can all agree that trying to become a master programmer or a master designer overnight is not the path to building a successful mobile app. And the majority of these approaches and thought processes are just bad. Things like learning how to code from scratch. I know because I've tried it. Things like hiring super expensive development agencies. And again, speaking from experience, I've tried it. Or trying to build some super complex product with a million features that no one's ever seen before, and you get stuck in this endless loop of building and building and building for years. That's like trying to build a rocket ship as a kindergartner. Here's what people don't realize quite yet. With the new AI design and development tools, the cost to build a software has never been cheaper, and you can get it done so much faster than before. There is a proven blueprint for building and scaling apps that anyone can follow. And you don't even need a completely unique idea. So let me give you some perspective. 10 years ago, when I first started building apps, if you wanted to get a decent app built, it would cost you tens of thousands of dollars. But today, with AI design tools, vibe coding platforms, and access to global top talent on sites like Upwork, you can get a solid app built for under $3,000. And look, the reality is that most successful apps nowadays are just variations of already existing ideas with better execution in better marketing. Instagram was a better version of photo sharing. Uber is a better way to call a taxi. TikTok is a better version of Vine. So the question isn't, how do I come up with the next billion-dollar idea? The real question is, how do you take an already proven idea and execute on it better than anyone else in the market? That is exactly what I did with PuffCount, the app that I scaled to $44,000 in monthly recurring revenue. I saw a shift from cigarettes to vapes. And guess what? There were only a few very small quit vaping apps, if any at all. A majority of the big players in that game were apps to help you quit cigarettes. So I knew that with speed, the right execution, and the right marketing, I could make a huge dent in that market with PuffCount. I put together the exact 7-step formula that will guide you through the entire process of building your first profitable app. And if you execute on these ideas correctly, there is a very high probability that you will build a successful app business. So now let me walk you through each one of these steps and exactly how they work. Step number 1, find a validated idea. The easiest way to start, and the way I always start building products, is I start by solving a problem for myself. With PuffCount, me and my friends got addicted to vaping in college. With Posted, I struggled to find content creators to hire for my previous businesses. Every new business that I built solves a problem for me, myself, because I know if I have the problem, more likely than not, other people in the world have that problem as well. You don't need to come up with some crazy new brilliant idea that no one's ever heard about before. That's actually a red flag and a sign that no one will really want that. And it's okay if the idea already exists. Most of the successful businesses out there are just iterations on ideas that were built before. So once you've identified a problem that you can solve for people, then you can go over to Sensor Tower and you can search for other apps in this niche or similar to yours. And this is also great if you don't have an idea or you don't have a problem to solve for people, because what you can do is you can filter by the most profitable apps. And you want to look for apps making anywhere above $50,000 per month. You can look at the top health apps, the top productivity apps, the top finance apps, the top education apps. These niches especially are gold mines because more likely than not, the apps in these niches are solving problems for people they are experiencing right now. So let me show you exactly how I do this and how I do effective market research on the top earning apps in the space. You go over to a simple website called Sensor Tower, and Sensor Tower will show you exactly how much these apps are making. So for example, when I had the idea for PuffCount, the first thing I did was went over to Sensor Tower and I searched for other apps related to quit smoking or quitting an addictive habit. And I came to find that there were a bunch that were crushing, doing 90 or 100 or $300,000 plus per month in monthly recurring revenue. Bingo. We have now just validated our idea. We know that there is a market for our mobile app. It's always good to have competition in the app space because you know that people out there are willing to pay for an app like yours. And even generally in the health and wellness space, I saw that apps were crushing. So I knew if I built an app in that general space, I would do well. I found apps like MyFitnessPal doing $10 million per month, or Calm, the meditation app, doing $8 million per month. And again, do not be scared of the competition, because your total addressable market, everyone out there willing to pay for your app, is everyone with one of these. Everyone with a phone, with a smartphone. Billions and billions of people. I don't care how big your largest competitor is, there are more people who do not know your competitor exists. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to reinvent a slightly better wheel or a slightly different wheel. What features or small little quirks are your competitors not doing? Or what are they not using? Are they marketing well? Are they using short form content market? There are always gaps from competitors in your space. And for PuffCount, I wasn't trying to invent a completely new way of quitting nicotine. I was doing very similar stuff that other apps are doing in the space. There is a scientific method to quit nicotine. You slowly reduce your usage over time. I just built a unique way to visualize that and track it in a mobile app. And the key insight is I was way better at marketing, because the honest truth is a lot of these apps that are crushing on the App Store right now, they're built by older teams and massive companies who aren't taking advantage of short form content and the opportunity to go viral at any given moment. So step 1 in a nutshell is very simple. Find a profitable niche, find a profitable idea by doing market research, and plan to build a better version of that product and plan to do marketing better. Step number 2, you need to validate the demand for this idea. Even though you've already found a profitable niche and you may have a profitable idea on your hands, you still want to validate that people want your specific approach to solving this problem. So the answer for validating demand is doing more market research so that you can make sure that your product has a potential to go viral and do well on social media, because that's the cheat code right now. The biggest differentiator in this space, because building apps has become so easy, is distribution. An easy way to validate demand is to go over to Google Trends and you can type in keywords related to your niche. For example, with PuffCount, I typed in quit vaping on Google Trends and I saw that the graph was up and to the right. This means that more people are searching for a solution to my problem on Google. This is a very, very green signal. Second, a little cheat code here. You can check your competitors' app store reviews, and you can filter them by the lowest reviews and see what those apps are missing. Understand why their customers are upset. What features did they not have in their app? You will find golden little nuggets in these bad reviews that can turn into highly profitable features and marketing points for your next app. And third, the most important part of validating demand is going on to social media like TikTok or Instagram Reels, searching for keywords in your niche and identifying viral videos in your niche related to your product. If people are consistently going viral by making content around your app in general or the niches related to your app in general, this is such a positive signal because you know that you can recreate those videos, take inspiration from those videos, and you can make viral content yourself. And this is the #1 way that apps are growing right now. Look at the top app store charts. More likely than not, you're gonna see an app at #1 or in the top 10 that has recently gone viral on short form content. It's the strategy right now, and it's the easiest way to get your app off the ground and make a life-changing amount of money, because all it takes is one viral video to change your business overnight. So the key here is to validate demand before you build anything. It will save you so much time, so much headache, and so much cash. Step number 3, design a high converting user interface. And this is where AI starts to change the game a lot, because previously you either needed to be a killer designer or you needed to hire someone who is amazing at doing UI design. But nowadays you can get a design done in minutes by using AI. You need to draw out a sketch of your app and what you think it should look like. And then you can head over to a tool like Stitch from Google or Figma's new AI, and you can upload that sketch into these AI tools and you can get a high quality design built for you with AI. You can go back and forth with these AI tools and continue prompting until your design is perfect, or you can export these designs, add them into Figma, and you can make changes manually yourself. And this will give you a very decent design in less than 30 minutes. 5 years ago, this would have taken weeks and thousands of dollars. But look, don't start there, because depending on your design skills and how far AI can get you, you can also run a contest on 99 designs, which is still to this day, even with the AI tools, something that I always do. And these can be used hand in hand. 99 designs and AI can be used together, as I'm about to show you. With 99 designs, you can take your sketches or your AI wireframes and you can run a design contest. And for a couple $100, you can get designers to compete to make the best UI for your app, and you only pay for your favorites. 99 designs is an absolute cheat code. I still use it to this day, even though there are killer AI tools out there. This is exactly what I did for Puff Count and how I found my winning UI design. And to be honest, it was beautiful and way better than anything I could have ever built myself. Now look, the reason that you need to take your time with the design phase is because the design is so crucial to the success of your app. Think about it. When you first download an app and you see some crappy design, you're not going to trust it that much. No way are you going to spend money on an app like that. If your design is high quality, polished, and the user feels like this was built by someone who took their time, they're going to trust you even more. And the design is the first thing the user is going to see in their first experience with your app. So make it high quality and make sure it's good. A professional, well-done design can easily triple or quadruple your conversion rates. For example, in Puff Count, I had a crappy, hard paywall at the beginning. And when I updated the design of that paywall, it made it much more clean. It tripled my conversion rate from non-paying users to paying users. Design is so important. Step number 4. Once we have our designs, we are going to build an MVP as fast as possible. And this is where so many people get stuck, because they think they need to build some complex app with all the features and it needs to be perfect before they launch their MVP. Do not do that. You're gonna launch a simple MVP with one feature. You're gonna launch it as quick as possible. This will save you time, this will save you money, and you will get a product out into the market that can start making money from day one. And then you can always make changes afterwards. When you're building an app, it's never done. It's like fashion. So your MVP is never going to be the final version that millions and millions of people see. No, we wanna get a simple version out there as fast as possible so that we can start getting feedback from the market and we can start generating revenue to pull in and use for future updates. And now with AI tools, vibe coding platforms, Cursor, Cloud Code, you can get most of the app done yourself. You can get 80% of the way there. And again, do not let vibe coding or anything scare you, because if you wanna hire a developer, you can also get that done very cheap. Because now, instead of hiring 3 developers, you give 1 developer Cursor and he does 3 times the amount of work. AI, whether you're using it directly or not, has completely changed the game for building software. So you have a couple options here. Option number 1, you can open up your vibe coding tool of choice. Lovable is great, Builder.io is great, Cloud Code is great. Study them all and pick your favorite, because what I've come to find is that vibe coding tools are different for every person. Every person has their own tool of choice. For me, Builder.io is killer because I'm a visual guy. I like to build things visually, and I think Builder.io does that the best for me personally. So study all the vibe coding tools, figure out which one is your favorite, and then you can vibe code a simple MVP. And the key here is to keep it very simple. You don't need to worry about the super complex stuff that the vibe coding tools can't get done for you, because we can simply take that MVP that we vibe coded, push it to GitHub, give it to a developer, and pay them a couple $100 to finalize off all the complex features or stuff we couldn't get done originally ourselves. This is exactly how I built one of my smaller SaaS products, Viral Ad Library. Option number 2, you can use a no-code builder, a drag and drop Shopify-esque type of app builder like Bubble or Flutterflow. These ones are awesome too, a little bit different than the vibe coding tools, but these allow you to drag and drop different components into your app and build it that way. We actually built the first version of Posted on Flutterflow. We eventually transitioned to React Native, but the first version that we gave to customers and we gave to creators of Posted was built on a no-code tool. We used Flutterflow to validate the demand, get the MVP out there on a budget, and once we did validate that demand, we were able to switch code bases over to React Native. Step number 3, and this is an absolute cheat code, is you can go over to codecanyon.net and you can buy pre-existing app templates for as low as $20, $30, some $50. You can buy a pre-existing app template for pretty much any idea that you can think of. This is a fully developed app. They will give you the entire code base. You can start here, take that pre-existing template into a vibe coding tool, and you will have so much more success and it will be so much quicker for you because the code base already exists. So the last option, hiring a developer off Upwork. This is one of the most effective and high quality ways to get your app fully built. There are some very important things you need to know before hiring anyone on Upwork. This can be very dangerous, but also very powerful. And I hate to say it, there's a lot of people on Upwork who hide behind fake profiles, hide bad reviews, and this can lead to a lot of time wasted and money wasted. And I am speaking from experience here. When I was a young lad trying to hire developers off Upwork, I got burnt quite a lot. So let me share my Upwork strategy with you right now. Nowadays, I really only hire from one part of the world, and that is Eastern Europe. I've hired developers from all over the world, the United States, South America, Asia. None of them come close to the quality that I found in Eastern Europe. And not to mention, they're much more cost effective than any developer that you could hire in the United States. And something most development agencies in the United States don't want you to know, their agency, yes, is based in the United States, but more likely than not, these US agencies are outsourcing the work to Asia or different parts of the world. So always be careful if you're gonna hire an agency and find out who's actually behind them and who's actually on their development team. Step number 2 in the Upwork hiring process, once you create your job post and you throw it out there, again, you don't need to share the entire idea. You don't need to be concerned about people stealing your idea because you haven't shared your full idea yet. You just want to say generally what you need done, and you want to post your job. And again, do not be scared of a developer stealing your idea, because if you really want to, you can have them sign an NDA before you send them anything at all. But me personally, I've never had a problem of someone stealing my idea. And to be honest with you, the idea isn't the most valuable part. The execution of the idea is the most valuable part. Your idea is worth nothing. So don't be scared of someone stealing your idea, and if you're really worried about it, you can have them sign an NDA just to get that out of the way. Okay, number 2, I always look for developers who have a high amount of money earned and a high job success rate. The more money that these developers have earned on Upwork and the higher their success rate, the higher chance they're a good developer. This might sound very obvious, but there are a lot of developers out there with a low amount of money earned, for example, like $1,000 or $0 earned on the platform, that will tell you some outrageous price, some super low price to get your app built. Speaking from experience, that's not what you want to go with. Next, once you successfully find a developer that you want to work with and you launch the contract on Upwork, there's something you need to know. Upwork is going to hold the money in escrow, and this is very, very important. The developer is never going to be able to touch that money until they deliver the product to you, or if you set up milestones, until they complete those milestones. This is so very important because it protects you against hiring the wrong person. You can require that they give you something, they give you a piece of the product, a milestone, or even the fully developed product before you release any of the cash. This way you can validate the quality of what they're building before you spend your entire budget with the wrong guy. And you want to set your developer up for success. Give them detailed instructions, give them the Figma file, give them the brain dump where you have all of your ideas for what you want in the app, and then create a structured timeline with milestones. If you can, try to get the entire app built before you release any of the cash, but a lot of developers don't like to do that. So set up milestones that you can track and check the quality of. One other important key, you want to pay per amount of completed work. You do not want to pay hourly unless you're sitting right next to the developer, making sure that they're logging their hours correctly. You want to pay per project or milestone completion. So ideally a fixed rate, because let's be honest, hourly payments incentivize the developers to take more time building your product. But on the other hand, a fixed price payment structure will encourage the developer to get it done as fast as possible so that they can get their payment. How much this is going to cost you entirely depends on the complexity of your app, and if you've worked on it previously, how much you got done with your app. The more complex your idea is, the more expensive it's going to be to hire a developer on Upwork. But if you only need a couple small tweaks to your vibe coded app, it could cost you a couple $100. Or if you want it built from scratch, but your app is very simple, again, the MVP, it can cost you anywhere from $2 to $5 grand. And hiring a developer and paying them a couple G's on Upwork is a fraction of what traditional agencies will charge you. The timeline for hiring a developer and getting a product in your hands ideally should be anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks, sometimes 12 if you're pushing it. If it's any longer than that, bad news for you. You're not building an MVP, you're building too much. Get it done quickly, go to market as fast as possible, start getting feedback on your idea, and start generating revenue. Step number 5, one of the most important steps, is setting up the tracking properly, setting up your payments, setting up your analytics, setting up your onboarding, so that when you do launch your app, you're primed for success and you actually know what's going on in your product. Let's pretend, for example, you launch an app with none of these done and you give it to 10,000 people and only 100 of them stick around and maybe 200 start the free trial. If you build your app with none of this set up, you're going in blind. You have no idea what your users are doing inside your app. You have no idea if they're hitting the paywall, if they're converting on the paywall. You need to set up the proper analytics and revenue tracking inside your app. And here's how. For payments and subscriptions, don't worry, Apple handles everything. You can set up an App Store Connect developer account, and this is where you will upload your app and your previous screenshots. And this is also where you will build all the products or the in-app purchases that sit inside of your app. Apple will take a 15% fee from small developers, but don't worry, that's so worth it because they're gonna send you organic traffic and they handle all the complexities behind the payments. If there's refunds, they handle everything for you. It is well worth the 15%, trust me. For basic analytics and user authentication, you can use Google Firebase. This will allow people to sign in with Gmail, Facebook, Apple. This is Google's flagship app analytics platform. And it will tell you a lot of the stuff you need to know. Who your users are, how many downloads you're getting, how long they're sticking around, the retention rate, some of the revenue metrics. But mainly this is just your backend database and something that you use to allow users to sign in and create a profile on your app. The basic version of Firebase is completely free. They only start charging you when you start to scale past a certain number of downloads or tracked users. For subscription and revenue analytics, I like to use RevenueCat. RevenueCat will connect directly with your App Store Connect profile, track all your subscriptions, your lifetime value, your retention rate, your churn rate. It will give you a ton of useful analytics inside your app. And again, RevenueCat is completely free until you hit a certain amount of tracked revenue. So there's no reason not to have it. Now, one of the most important tools and one of the biggest hacks and something you absolutely need if you want to be successful in your app is Superwall. Superwall is going to be how you control all of your paywalls. And Superwall is so amazing because you can A/B test and remote update paywalls without launching a new version of your app. Previously, before Superwall, you had to build an entirely new version, submit it to Apple, get it approved before you could test a new paywall. When I implemented Superwall in my app, PuffCount, I tripled my revenue pretty much overnight. That's how powerful this tool is. And one cheat code is that you need to use a hard paywall. You need to use an unskippable paywall. And you might notice this. Some apps you download and you can skip the paywall, but some you have to commit to a free trial or you have to even pay sometimes to get past the paywall and actually get into the real part of the app. This is very powerful because by forcing people to start a free trial or pay for your app, you're collecting the most amount of money at the most crucial time when they first download your app. And you might be concerned, like, why a hard paywall? Why not let people into my app? And again, this is something that you can A/B test with Superwall, but I'm telling you, if you switch to a hard paywall and you show it right after the onboarding, you will increase your conversion rate. And yes, less people will make it inside of your app and get to mess around actually with the real functionality of your app. But to be honest with you, we don't care about those users. We don't really care about the users who are not willing to pay for our product. Because at the end of the day, yes, we're building a cool app, but we need to make money to continue to grow this and turn it into a sustainable business. And a hard paywall is the best way to do that. Next, the user onboarding. This is one of the most important parts of your mobile app because in the onboarding, this is the user's first experience with your app and it will prime them for the paywall. In the onboarding, you can use a tool like Amplitude or Mixpanel to track the drop-off rate between your onboarding screens. The onboarding is so important because you're adding positive friction before the hard paywall. You get to ask users why they're using your app. You get to nudge them with small questions about their problems that they're experiencing. And again, prime them for the paywall so they ultimately convert at a higher percentage. This makes them spend time in your app, dedicate more time to it so that you make them feel that sunk cost bias. People are spending time, they're personalizing their profile, you're asking them questions about their problems so that by the time they hit the paywall, they're way more likely to pay because you've prodded and nudged them with strategic questions that make them think more about why they need your app. And the key insight here is that a really good onboarding will make the user feel like the app is built specifically for them and will get them to commit to converting on your hard paywall. Let's go into step number 6, marketing and getting your first 100 users inside of your app. This is where organic content and your personal network become your best friend. And this is where so many people go wrong. They launch their app, they're so excited, but they don't know how to market it. The most important part is distribution. And they try all these crazy things like paying creators an absurd amount of money or running paid ads with an absurd amount of money. Don't do that. You can post content organically on the low, and you can figure out what works before you decide to spend money and scale with creators or paid ads. And if you don't want to create the content yourself, you can go to postedapp.com and you can actually get content built at a very cost-effective rate from real creators. On Posted App, you can launch a deal, talk about your product, set some rules, set where you want the creators to be from, and creators will make content for your app for free, and you only pay for the content that you love. Posted App is an absolute cheat code when it comes to starting off your marketing with organic content and scaling it further in the future. And again, don't be scared to post content yourself as a founder. This is exactly what I did to get Puff Count off the ground. I committed to posting one TikTok every single day, and I did that in my apartment, and that was how I scaled to my first 10,000 and even 50,000 users. It was with my organic content. And again, I created the content for free, I figured out what worked, and then I was able to take those winning formats and spend effectively on creators and paid ads. And not all the videos are gonna work for you, especially in the beginning. It can be a slow start, but do not get discouraged if you only get a couple hundred views, because all it takes, again, is one video to change your business overnight. But you can speed up that path to success by doing market research on TikTok. Remember at the beginning how we talked about market research? You're gonna pull in those same viral videos from your niche, and you are going to recreate those and take inspiration from that content. By doing this, studying what's going viral in your niche already, you will be much more successful at creating content yourself or scaling it with other creators. For example, I saw this one format of this girl who dumped vapes into glasses of water, and she got millions and millions and millions of views. So guess what I did? I grabbed vapes, put them in water, and then pitched my product at the end of the video. And that was one of my first viral concepts. And I used that over and over and over and over again. And it continued to work, because once you find one winning format on TikTok or any short form platform, you can use it over and over again to promote your product. And you can do the same approach for any niche. So go on TikTok or go on Instagram Reels, find content that is going viral in your space, study it, and then create content, or then hire creators to create that content. You will be so much more successful, so much faster. And look, your early content doesn't need to be perfect. You can make super low effort videos as long as they're following the market research, because your goal in the beginning is volume. Volume negates luck. By posting a lot of videos, you're going to increase your chances that one of them pops off. And once one of them does pop off, like my dropping vapes in water video, you can take it to the next level. For example, after I dropped the vapes in water, I knew that was a viral format. So I was like, hey, why don't we go into public and we'll have other people do this for us. And we'll use a public interview format, which is very popular on TikTok, but harder to get done. But we had already validated this idea, so we knew it would work. So I hired a cameraman, we got a professional camera and a mic and everything. And then we took that content to the nth degree, but only because I'd validated it first. Next is App Store optimization. This is something that you do not want to overlook, because App Store organic traffic can be very powerful at getting you your first users and continuing to scale your app on autopilot in the future. So you want to make sure that you have keywords stuffed in your app's name, in the subtitle, and in your description. You can stuff all of these three places with keywords for your app and the problem it solves or the niche it's in. And probably the most important part of your App Store listing is your App Store preview screenshots. So put effort into these, make them professional, call out what the users are going to get the benefit of your app in your App Store screenshots, and also some social proof if you can. Don't make them boring. Don't just talk about your features. Talk about what transformation the user is going to go through in your preview shots, because those will convert like crazy. And also, I'm gonna drop some crazy sauce here. One of the easiest ways to promote your app for free when you first launch it is to post on subreddits. This is a list of subreddits that you can post on about your products tailored to entrepreneurs. So you, as an entrepreneur, can talk about this product you just launched, and it's gonna come off as organic, as natural, and people will even download your product and help support you. Reddit is a hidden gem for promoting products, but be sure that you're dropping value in these Reddit threads and not just promoting, because if you're just promoting, they'll probably ban you. So be careful. And look, the goal with your first couple hundred users is not really to make a ton of money yet, obviously, because we don't have enough volume coming in. The goal is to build momentum, understand what content is working in your app, and also check your first version of your app for bugs and features and what are people loving and what are they hating. These first few users give you so much insight so that you can scale further in the near future. Now we are ready for the final step. Step number 7, scaling your app to $10,000 per month and beyond with content and systems. And this is where you make the quantum leaps from $1,000 to $40,000 per month, like I did with Puff Count. One month I was doing 3K, and the next month I was doing 20. And we kept growing after that until I eventually sold the business by using this scaling system and building systems so that I could do this consistently and profitably. Here's how. You are going to take your best performing TikTok content and you're going to scale it. It sounds easy, but again, it takes volume. You're gonna take your best performers and you're going to scale it in 2 ways. Number 1, you're gonna give it to other creators or influencers, and you can tell them to make the exact same video. And you can take those videos and put them on paid ads. Because if a piece of content goes viral organically, it's proven itself as a great high quality piece of content, and it is more likely to also convert on paid. So you can spend smarter on paid ads and not waste your budget. For example, I took my best performing Puff Count video and put it on paid ads, and from day one, it was profitable. From day one, it was profitable on paid ads because it had been validated organically. But look, you can't just set up your campaigns willy-nilly and hope for the best. You need to fill what is called the funnel, because all these ad platforms, they don't know who you are, they don't know what your product is yet. So in your very first campaigns, you need to optimize for the top of your funnel, which is clicks. And then you can optimize for installs. And then eventually you can optimize for trial conversions. But it's very important that you start at the top, because Facebook ads or Meta ads, they need data about your ideal audience and your product in order to effectively find customers at the bottom of your funnel. And the crazy part is, this doesn't take very long because TikTok and Meta ads are incredibly good. Their algorithms are incredibly good at finding your ideal customers. So as long as you give them a quality creative and you fill your funnel with enough data, they will find you customers at the lowest price possible. And the key thing to track here is your CAC to LTV ratio, your customer acquisition cost to your LTV, the lifetime value of your users. If you can acquire a customer for $10 and over their lifetime they earn you $30, you have a 3-to-1 CAC to LTV ratio. This means you have successfully built a money printing machine, meaning you can put $1 into paid ads and you know that you will get $3 out on the other side once the customer has gone through their life cycle. This is exactly how I scaled Puff Count. I had a profitable CAC to LTV ratio, which allowed me to spend profitably on paid ads, and I was able to travel the world and just spend money on paid ads and get a return on that spend. That is the key to scaling successfully. And eventually you might reach a point like I did, where I'd been working on Puff Count for quite some time and I had new ideas and other directions that I wanted to go with my life. And you might want to explore exiting your mobile app, which is the ultimate goal, I think, of any founder, is to exit their company and get this big liquidity event. And this is something that you can do at this stage, right? You're scaling, you've built systems that scale, you're running paid ads, so someone else can easily take over this business from you and they can run it without you needing to be there. And that's exactly what I did with Puff Count. And the beautiful thing about apps and SaaS and software in general is that you can get great multiples on your product, because again, it's a turnkey business. I handed over Puff Count to another app development studio and they paid me a multiple of my annual recurring revenue. And again, I did this because I wanted to start a new business that was posted, and I'm glad I did, but you can always keep your app and you can scale it as long as you want for the rest of your life. It's up to you. And the beautiful thing about app businesses is they're very passive once they're set up successfully. Again, once I had Puff Count launched, I had this library of content. All I had to do was check my paid ads dashboards once a day, make sure they were running profitably, and I was free to travel the world. Now, let me prove to you that this system actually works by showing you my track record with people that I have worked with. With Puff Count, I started from absolutely zero. I had never built an app in the health and wellness space before, and I successfully scaled it to 44K per month in monthly recurring revenue, before eventually selling the business to a larger mobile app studio in Europe. With Wordle, I built an app when I was a young lad and I got caught up in this viral craze. And with Posted, my latest app business, we have generated over $700,000 in sales in less than a year. But more importantly, the people that I work with in our App Founders group are seeing incredible results using this exact same system. Like Simon, who took his note-taking app to over $20,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue in under just 5 months. He had never built an app before and he used the exact same process that I just showed you. Or like Rick, who has been a developer for a very long time and has scaled his portfolio to over $2 million in revenue. He builds simple utility apps using the validation and building strategies from this framework. And look, these aren't outliers. These are normal results when you follow a proven system instead of just trying to do everything yourself. And the reason this works is you're not just learning theory. You're getting a step-by-step blueprint that has been proven across many different apps and many different people. So this is not about luck or having some special talent. It's about following a process that removes all of the guesswork and helps you avoid the traps that 95% of app founders fall into. Now, what I just shared with you in this video is only a small piece of a bigger picture. Because unfortunately, I can't film a 25-hour masterclass about building a successful app here on YouTube. And I most definitely can't answer all of your questions that every founder has that only relates to their own app and their own situation. But here's what I can do. I've built a private, invite-only community of app founders just like you. People who are serious about building revenue-generating apps and eventually exiting them for life-changing capital. And it's called the App Accelerator. And look, the App Accelerator is not some course. It's a community-driven system where I personally guide a group of app founders through ideating, validating, building, scaling, and eventually exiting their mobile apps, even if they've never written a single line of code. And look, we all follow the same proven blueprint, and we're all sharing tips, tricks, and growth hacks with each other inside of this community. And several of us are on the path to 6, if not 7-figure exits in the near future. So in the App Accelerator, you will be building alongside other ambitious founders, getting real feedback, accountability, and support. You won't be sitting through videos alone, hoping you're doing everything right. So let me walk you through exactly what's inside this community and why joining it is the most effective way to launch and scale your mobile app. Inside the App Accelerator, everything revolves around our one shared goal: building apps that print cash and can eventually be sold at a multiple of their annual recurring revenue. You'll get access to all the core tracks and material that we follow and pair it with direct support from me with weekly group calls. So in the App Accelerator, along other driven founders, you will learn exactly how to validate, build, scale, and eventually exit a mobile app of your very own. There are so many small and specific questions that I can't possibly answer in a general YouTube video because every app is different, every founder is different, every journey is different, and that's exactly why I built this community. And the weekly group calls with all these app founders, all sharing the same sauce at the same time with each other, all building and scaling their mobile apps, that's the real cheat code. The real cheat code is about surrounding yourself with people who have a similar goal and who have gotten where you want to be. And that's what this community is full of. It's full of seasoned app founders and app founders at every different stage of the process. We have people in the community who have come in who don't have an app idea, some who only have their app built and they've never marketed before, and we have some who are in the process of scaling to their first 10K months and beyond. We don't guess about things in this group. If you have a question, we have an answer. Every founder in the App Accelerator validates before building. They get their questions answered before building. That's how we move fast and avoid wasted effort together. The App Accelerator is broken into 3 main modules that will take you through the entire journey of idea to profit. And no matter what stage you're at, the App Accelerator will be valuable to you. Module 1 is idea validation and research. In this module, you will master the art of market research and competitive analysis and learn the 48-hour validation framework that ensures you will never build an app that nobody wants. You'll learn my niche selection criteria that guarantees demand. And we'll show you exactly how to analyze all the competitors in the market and learn from what they are doing well. You'll also get the legal setup guides for LLCs and your App Store account so that you're protected as your app scales. Module 2 is design and development. This is where I'll show you my AI design workflow that will allow you to launch a quality design at a fraction of the budget. And you'll learn how to optimize 99 designs contests to get the best, highest quality professional designs at a fraction of the cost. I'll show you how to use vibe coding and no-code development tools to build a simple version of your MVP without knowing how to code. And you'll also get my complete Upwork development management system showing you how to post jobs effectively, hire the right talent, and retain that talent over a long period of time. Because as a founder, you want to build a company. You want to build a successful team. And of course, module 3, which is launch and scale. This covers your App Store submission and App Store optimization to maximize your organic downloads. And of course, you'll learn my organic content strategies that I use to get millions of views from my previous apps. I'll show you exactly how to scale with paid content creators and set up paid ad campaigns on TikTok and Meta, including how to set up your campaigns, how to target the correct audiences, and how to identify which ad creatives are actually going to work for you. You'll get analytics and KPI tracking setup guides so you know exactly how your app is performing. And finally, I'll show you exit strategy preparation so that you can build your app with acquisition in mind down the line if you decide to sell. But look, the modules are just the beginning. The real value comes from the support and guidance that you get inside of the App Accelerator. You'll get one-on-one guidance directly from me, including personal strategy sessions and direct feedback on your progress and troubleshooting when you're stuck. Now, the reason we have such a high success rate inside of the App Accelerator is because of our safety net system. I've noticed that people fail in building mobile apps, not because they don't have the right information, but because they fall through the cracks. They get stuck choosing the wrong niche or the wrong app idea or the wrong developer, or they choose the wrong marketing tactics, or they make content in the wrong way. So we've created 3 layers of safety nets to make sure this doesn't happen to you and to keep you motivated along the journey. Safety net number 1 is our private Slack community, where all the founders are able to talk and discuss with each other, sharing all the tips, tricks, hacks, and roadblocks that you can avoid. In this community, you're gonna find people starting at the exact same point as you. Whether you just have an idea, or you just launched your app, or you're scaling past your first 10K month, there are people in the community at the same stage you are. And you'll get to share your journey together. And this is the most important part. It is extremely important to have people alongside you, especially when things get tough. You want to surround yourself around people who have a shared vision, a shared goal. And more importantly, surround yourself with people who have already achieved that goal. Because a community stops it from feeling like it's you against the world. These are people that can help you with your problems because they've walked the exact same path before. Safety net number 2 is our weekly group coaching calls. Every single week, we have 2 group coaching calls. These 2 calls cover absolutely everything from technical questions about building your app and marketing strategies that help you scale your app and everything else in between. I'm personally on these calls along with my team of experts who are in the community. And safety net number 3 is the one-on-one guidance you get directly from me. You'll get direct feedback on your progress and have access to troubleshooting calls if you get stuck. So again, this isn't some generic course. It's about getting personalized feedback and speaking to real people who are in the same situation that you are right now. Having these safety nets means you're never stuck wondering what to do next. You always have support, guidance, and a community of people who want to see you succeed. So the App Accelerator advantage is that you get to skip the 2 to 5 year learning curve that I went through personally as an app founder. Again, when I was young, there was no group like this. There was no blueprint to follow from other app founders who had done it before because it was all so new. And that's why I built this community. One place where driven app founders all share one common goal of succeeding together. And on top of that, you get all the exact tools, processes, guides, tips, tricks, and hacks that have all been proven to work across multiple apps. And you might be thinking to yourself, will this actually work for me? Is this right for me? Here's why I'm confident this will work for you. I've successfully built, scaled, and exited multiple apps using this exact framework. And my community members are getting the same results following the same system. So you're not learning theory here or guessing, you're following a proven, battle-tested framework. And look, the alternative is figuring this out on your own for the next 2 years, tinkering, falling into the traps and the roadblocks that every founder has been through before. This speeds up your learning curve by asking people who have done it before, who have been in your shoes, who have hit the same roadblocks that you might hit on your journey. And no one wants to waste tens of thousands of dollars on bad developers, a bad idea, bad marketing, and potentially missing the app boom that we are going through right now. So listen, we are living in the golden age of building apps and software. AI tools are making design easier every month. No code and vibe coding platforms are getting more and more powerful, and global talent is more accessible than ever before. But here's the thing, this window is not going to stay open forever. As these tools become more and more accessible and more people find out about them, more people will start building apps, which means the space ultimately becomes more competitive than it already is. So the founders who take action today and learn these systems now will have a massive advantage over everyone else in the market. Every day you wait, other people are getting the results that you want. So if you want to build your own successful mobile app and you want the freedom that comes along with having your own successful mobile app, and you want to skip the years of trial and error and get direct guidance from people who have been there and done it before, click the link below this video right now. Join the App Accelerator and join a group of driven founders who all have a shared goal of building, scaling, and eventually exiting their mobile apps. And if you have any questions that weren't answered in this video, we will answer them all all in the link below this video right now. And finally, I want you to know that I'm here, I will continue to create content, and I want to see you succeed. Let's build something incredible together. I'll see you inside the App Accelerator.